Because I can do this. You can't. Shut up. Okay, but I need to get you doing this. So instead of putting you in some school somewhere and telling you Jesus says cleanse the leper, what if I show you and tell you how to do it? Now, today. That's different than reading a Bible verse and saying, now go do it. Because that's what you get taught in school. But climbing a mountain and doing this job is harder than reading a Bible verse. Okay. And so I want you to look at this, because this guy right here, his name was Paulino. He's dead now, but this was like 30 something years ago, 35 or 37 or something, long time ago. And it's a big mountain. And I heard about this leper. And nobody would tell me where he was, because they knew I'd go. So you need to be a threat in your environment. You need to be the guy they worry about that'll actually do the job. You need to be the one that's not afraid that you're going to get contact with this thing that's going to get on you. Because if it wants you, it'll hunt you down. Especially if you got fear of getting it. All right, and so they wouldn't ever tell me, and so a long time went by, and I finally because I decided to handle the government where I was at was go every day and ask them, and finally they relented and told me where it was at, and but they told me, they laughed at me because I'm an American. I'm what they call un güero loco, they called me. And it's a true statement. And so they told me it's going to take 12 horas, güero, a subir la montaña. 12 hours is going to take you to climb that mountain. I said, no way. I was young and lots more vitality than I have now. I thought, I'll just climb that mountain, make it, quicker. I didn't. It took me 12 hours. and I got up there, and they had called on the radio. The government has a radio. You don't have one, but the government does. And they called ahead of me, and so the police was waiting on me up there, and the mountain police, they're different. But they still have guns and handcuffs. And so they handcuffed me and took me back down the mountain and all kinds of stuff. And yeah, my sin is trying to serve God. And y'all believe that y'all's persecution, that y'all are persecuted because all y'all, even in this room right here, none of you agree with each other. That's why you're weak. And so we need unity, but we don't need it at the cost of anything. They brought me back down the mountain, and they let me go, and they said, you can't come here. I said, but I want to pray for the leper. They said, we know you want to pray for the leper, but you can't pray for the leper. We're not going to let you. Okay, now God said pray for the leper. Okay, men said don't pray for the leper. They got guns and handcuffs and jails. So you have to make a decision. And so I did. So I'm sitting there trying to figure out how to get past them. And I don't know the mountain. It's my first time up there. I've already hiked 12 hours, so I haven't eaten all day because we didn't have any food at the house, so I left without eating. So, because we were starving. Because nobody believed us. But it does. You listen to me. I don't need you to believe in me. I need to believe in Jesus. Now, I like it because that man right there likes me. That feels good to me. I like that. But if he didn't like me, it would not change me. Jesus is king. And so as I'm sitting there trying to figure it out, because there was a manantial there, a spring of water, and I'm getting a drink of water. It's coming right out of a rock. So, and it's really awesome. So I'm drinking, and all of a sudden I smelled this thing. It smelled like a goat on fire. Boy, that thing stunk so bad. And it turns out it was a woman. And she come out of them woods. And boy, she stunk, that lady. Because I'm a hunter-trapper person. And you get in the woods, you can tell the difference in the odors of animals and the woods. And so I thought it was an animal, but it wasn't. It was a woman. And she come walking out, dude, that was the nastiest person. And she was laughing at me, right? Now, I got a bum laughing at me. I got the police waiting on me because they know I'm coming back. And I just hiked 12 hours, and I'm not in love with none of this. I'm mad at everything. And it's turning away from me negatively. And you want me to love them. Well, you come show me how to love them and we'll get along. Telling me how to love them, you can keep it. You can keep it. So she said, "You're hunting the leper." I said, "I am. I don't know what's in your business or how you know that." She said, "All of us know it." I said, you don't, nobody knows you. You can't speak the language good. You don't know the customs good. You don't have any money. There ain't no food at the house. Everything's against you. But God is for you. All right. What is wrong with me now at 70 years old was taught to me when I was a kid on the side of that mountain without anything but Jesus. Nothing. And so I said, "All right, look, you really stink. So you're going to have to go ahead of me and I'll follow behind you." So I did, because she's going to lead me around the police, because she's a thief. She's a bum. And they know how to avoid the police. So you do well to listen to them. So I did. And then we come to this charco. It's a big old clay pit thing. It stinks. God, it's just stacks of them people just like her. Nasty. Because, you want the glowing angel with the pixie dust, like that stuff they write in them books that they lying to you about. And then where you're supposed to get on a little cloud and ride with this little perfect being, and the little sparkles are flying off of it, You don't have to experience life like everybody else. You can just hover around. Are you freaking serious? That ain't real. Real is suffering. Real is doing it anyway. When all the odds say you can't, God says you can. And so come up on this. There was this shack. It was sticks put together with some viscoline on it. And there's another woman just like the one I was following come out. And I said, "Who are you?" She said, "I'm the leper's wife." I said, "Finally." She said, "Finally what?" I said, "I want to pray for the leper." She said, "No." I said, "Is he in that thing right by you?" He's in there, but you can't come in here. Y'all gotta understand that we believe we're right. But you're the only one that does. Hell don't. You ain't proved to any angel that you can do this job. But yet every one of you will tell me that God's backing you. What proof you got? Well, I got proof. You look up there. Because you got to learn how to not give in to what hell is proving to you that they're right about. You cannot submit to them. You have to believe that Jesus is king. And that somehow it's going to work out. And it's not even, you're the only one. Because there ain't nobody else. And they're not coming to help you either. Ain't no Calvary, ain't no, like the movies, it's not going to end like the movies. You're going to get shot. And you're going to lay right there and nobody's never going to know where you are. Unless the Holy Ghost intervenes. And that's what I come here to talk to you about. Because I told that lady, because I got all rights to cuss them all out and go get me a gun and kill everybody, even the police. And just prove to everybody that I was just a no good redneck out of my element. Because that's what everybody believes. Till you can prove otherwise. And the proof is in Jesus. And in the ability to walk in the fire of the Holy Ghost and the mercy of the gospel. Rise above everything that's out there. And do the work of the Father. In the presence of evil. And so I asked that lady, I said, so I know you've done everything. Y'all, they told me y'all had money and you used all your money and you couldn't never get healed. You used every witch doctor, every home remedy and everything and every method and nothing worked. She said, it's true. I said, well, I have got guarantee that I can heal this fellow. She said, you're lying. I said, I'm a lot of things, but I am not lying to you about that. She said, what proof do you have? I said, I don't have any. I've never seen a leper cleansed. But if you'll let me touch that guy, the odds of him getting healed go way up. I said, ask him if he wants to die and they're sold up and mad, or does he want to let me try to let Jesus heal him? So she goes in there and comes back and said, well, you can go in there. He said it was all right, but I don't agree with it at all. I said, you made your point, now move. So I go in there, and as soon as I walked in the door, I immediately started vomiting. The smell of that rotten leprosy was way worse than those smell of them women. Now I'm heaving. And I go over there, and he had banana on his leg, had banana, and so I moved the banana leaves. I mean, there's more pus and guts and blood. He said, what are you going to do? I said, well, the Bible says to cleanse a leper, but it don't even go into any details on what that looks like. So I don't know how to cleanse a leper, but it does say lay hands on the sick. So we're going to qualify you as sick. I said, because they did tell me to go and do a few things, but they didn't tell me how to do those things. So that's what you need to tell people what it means. He said, okay, so who's going to do this? I said, it's my boss. He said, why did he send you? Why didn't he come himself? I said, well, he did come. He said, well, get him in here. I said, look, his name is Jesus. He said, I don't care what his name is. I just want to be healed. I said, well, I do care. So see, doing this stuff is more complicated than it seems. Because you don't have any answers, and yet you're expected to do miracles that you've never seen. And that nobody you know can do them. Well, you know one now. All right, and so I laid my right hand on this guy. I stuck it in there. He let me have permission. And I lost my hand in the pus and blood and flesh and stench. And so, golly, I was vomiting. God, it was necessary to vomit. Dang. And I wish I could be real spiritual and just tell you all these rules and how it works. And all I was doing was vomiting up stuff I didn't even eat nothing because I was hungry. And then I pulled my hand out and I'm dripping that stuff off my hand. Now I got leprosy on my hand. And that lady, they laughing at me because I'm vomiting, them two ladies. And I said to the lady, I said, get me some water in a bucket. She laughed at me again. She said, we ain't got no bucket. I said, aren't you a thief? Go steal me a dead gum bucket. So they left. In a minute, they come back with a really nice bucket. And I said, did you steal some soap? No. So they went and got some soap. And then the water was over there in the creek, so they got water. And then them ladies are laughing at me, and they washing me and all that. And so then the guy says to me, when am I going to meet this Jesus? So I got my Bible out. I read him about Jesus. He said, so somebody that I can't see is supposed to heal me? I said, yeah, it does sound a little strange, don't it? He said, is it going to work? I said, it's going to work. He said, how do you know? I said, I don't have any proof. You're my first proof. I said, other people have told me it works. I said, but I ain't never seen it work before. He said, what do I do? I said, you've already done it. You let me in here, let me touch you. And now I lost all whatever food I had is gone. And I see y'all ain't got no food, so we're just going to starve to death together. It's true. All this is amazing because we're all in the same boat. Except he has leprosy and I have Jesus. That's the difference in the boat. And it matters that you have Jesus. And so I'll sit down with my Bible and sit there for a couple of hours because it ain't going to help to hurry. It's 12 hours back. You're going to get there tomorrow. So I went back. A few weeks later, I'm back up there. But when I left, my wife, this is funny. To me, it's the funniest thing. We ain't got any food, and my wife comes out with one of my backpacks and has it full of stuff. I said, woman, you carry that up that hill? She said, no, you are. I said, woman, it cost me 12 hours without this backpack. I said, what you got in there? She said, don't even look in there till you get up there. And when I got up there, I turned that backpack upside down, and there's a whole bunch of those poor bums, And out come pouring. The only food we had in the house was in that backpack. It fell on the ground. I'm trying to grab it, but I wasn't quick enough. Because I'm not going to have nothing to eat when I get back because she gave it to them. So you gotta understand that you can give more. You can actually give it all. But the problem you got with me is God's got a little book he's writing stuff down in. He likes it whenever you do that stuff. God does. You want to impress men, you ain't getting anywhere doing that. But you impress God, he'll give you the stars. He'll give them to you. He will. And so I went up there, and the dude's still the same. Second time, she put more junk in it. Third, I was thinking I was going to get there, and my kids is going to be naked because they ain't got that many clothes. But now I'm looking, every time I go up there, there's more kids, and they look just like my little kids. And women are wearing my wife's dresses, and I didn't give them none of my stuff. Miss Hogan did. Yeah, so. It's necessary for you to understand, because what I'm fixing to go into you here with, God just spoke something to me that's very necessary for your survival and for your growth and for your prosperity and health. You hear me? But for you to understand that, we have to go back, because this is one of the beginning miracles. It was the first leprosy thing I ever saw. And then one day, this right here, I went up there one afternoon it took me like 13 or 14 hours because she put more stuff in there. And it's harder to climb with them big backpacks. And I dump it out, and my favorite thing was watching them people fight over that stuff. Because it was all used. Our junk was old. To them, it wasn't old. And then that lady, his wife, says to me, "You need to sit down over there." You know, and in my mind, immediately, I thought the man died. You know, I didn't think he's up out yonder working somewhere. When she said I had to sit down a minute, I thought, well, she's going to cook me some of this food I brought up here, and she's going to excuse me. This is over. That ain't how it went. About 2 hours, I'm sitting over there on that rock, and this fellow walks up right there, and he had a borrowed axe and a borrowed hoe on his shoulder, and I'm just, I mean, he's walking, and he rolled right up there, rolled his stuff up, and said, "Look what your God did." And I go, "What?" So every one of you in this room, I really believe you're a better person than I am. You are. Because I'm not a good guy. I'm right about a few things. And I'm diligent about a few things. But I'm not a good guy. Because I live with this person. He's not awesome. Jesus is. Jesus is.